different. We looked at looking at perhaps more of a community center like this one, which already has a lot of features that can be, our neighborhood would be supported by fewer cars, free bikes and trikes. A lot of neighborhoods already do have that, where you can come and use bicycles and tricycles to get around, which will increase access for those who can, better stoplights, a community van that perhaps strolls around the neighborhood with, whether it's scheduled stops that you call to get access to, like an access van, or perhaps like a trolley vision where it just drives around and then you can pick up the van, and it's a free resource for people to use. In addition, a health clinic which would have a total medical facility that would be accessible, including dental, a farmer's market. People did mention, we talked about a skills bank where you can share different skills so that you can put in whether it's a tractor or whether it is being a lawyer, that there's different, you can put your skills in the bank to share from other people, a community kitchen where perhaps people are doing cooking, somewhat to the demonstration on the video we just watched, the movie. We need to have, it has to have Wi-Fi access for seniors, both training as other people talked about. Also that we have all these neighborhoods, we see them all as hubs, whether it's Northgate or Ravenna, Meadowbrook, Laurelhurst, but perhaps some sort of, whether it's a council or whether it's a governing body, whether volunteers or maybe a paid coordinator that can give coordinate access so that we all know what all the other neighborhoods in our community have to offer. That would also include having a website, a community website, that you have your North Seattle website, and then all the different neighborhoods could be on there. And perhaps you could use that. Many people are tired of going to meeting after meeting. You might have sign-ups in your website for those who aren't computer literate and don't want to use the library's computers. The library could print out these lists to give access to other people who don't want to use them. So we saw a website as an important part of that. We had questions, obviously, about funding, governance, how you can monitor all that, but those are some of our additions.
All right. Woo!
One is that we know that there, as much as people want to be able to stay in their homes and hope that they stay in their neighborhoods as long as possible, that there may be some needs for some types of housing, and so we wanted to see sort of creative different types of housing, including perhaps the purchase of an apartment building and have it be sort of co-housing within an urban setting, or perhaps sort of group housing like some of us did or didn't do in the 60s, and so have buy some of the houses, especially since there's right now there's a lot of housing stock, and so perhaps using that and being creative with housing and sharing housing together. We thought about, I think this was mentioned, but I wasn't sure, a sort of Fremont time-esque time bank with volunteering, and then having the opportunity to take that volunteering out of time. Access to nature, I know we talked about, oh, there was this wonderful idea about people who do and are able to stay in their homes, but just may need some support in terms of learning how to take care of certain things in their house, perhaps some electrical things or small plumbing, and that it's not that they necessarily need people to do for them always, but perhaps if they just have some guidance, they'll be able to actually do it themselves. Some shared working studios where people who might want to get together with an artist get a chance to work as an artist in resident. We did talk about community kitchens and things like that. And then the last two, we think it's time to have a coffee shop without laptops so that you can actually talk and gather together. So we're hoping for that. And some of us were saying that it's not that we're going to be afraid of computers as we get older, we're going to be afraid of our TVs. And so we need to have help with our TVs as we get older. Oh, thank you, I'm sorry. And one last one, which is the idea of sharing pets. So that some of us would like to have a pet, but not full-time or can't have it full-time.
A long list of things, but most of them have already been said, and we only drew the easy ones.
Okay, so this is an interest in skills exchange. This is an interest in skills exchange database or some sort of facility. This is the ability to walk everywhere, and some of the places are covered due to weather, access to nature, and benches to sit on if you get tired halfway. This is places to meet without charge, so that you can have spontaneous affinity groups get together and not have to spend a lot of money. This is opportunities for people to give back regardless of skills or disability. This is community gardens, but not just a formal pea patch, also sharing private land. And the rest of the things I just hope have been already covered.
All right.
We were talking about sharing talents, and I wrote this down, and instead of writing that, I wrote share talking. And I feel like it came sort of all through all of our minds, but it's an interesting thought, share talking. And Ruben said I should, get the domain right away? So then I can sell it for $1 million and finance our community. We needed to have some way to finance it for those of us who are on disability or don't have much money. We were thinking about how could we involve everyone. Diversity was very big. Racial, sexual, age, interests, all kinds of diversity. What else? Oh, we wanted a massage person. And lots of, connected to nature. We want animals, we want kids, a whole community where things are within walking distance, and paths so we can exercise. Anything else you got? Oh, medical things. Most of the things you said. Transportation. We have some really cool little, that Valerie drew a little train here that's really great, interconnecting public transportation so we can get places. Pets, yeah, we said pets. I think, anything else, you guys? I think that's...
I don't like the name Senior Center.
Oh, we don't like the name Senior Center. We don't want it relegated to, just seniors. We want to have a lot of ages involved together.